that your best day in the job?
I hadn't really thought about that, but it was the players are terrific. I suppose the situation was that we went into this game after having real setbacks this week, having lost the game. So, and we ended up conceding. Not really conceding any chances in the previous two games, but today we did concede a couple of chances, and Scotland didn't take them. And we took ours, we capitalised on ours, and I think that was important. And once we got the first goal, the crowd really got behind us, and they really inspired the players, and the players fed off the energy of that and scored two, and could have had more, but scored another two. But any sort of victory over Scotland was a big win, because they've been a terrific team over the last couple of years. Since Steve Clarke was appointed, so we're just pleased to get the win.
As first starts go, it was quite a performance from Michael Obafemi. What did you make of it?
Yeah, two significant moments, of course. He worked very hard for the team, but obviously his assist, his pass for Troy Parrott's header, it was great. Just great combination between the two players. Terrific play, and his goal was really, a moment of immense quality, and it was great to see that hit the back of the net, and it lifted the stadium. It was terrific.
Gavin Kearney, please.
Just briefly, is he alright to play on Tuesday? He came off there.
I don't know. Don't know yet. A little tweak of a groin, so I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and then just on the midfield, it seemed to tweak it a little bit. It looked like a 3 rather than a 2. If I'm reading that right, can you tell us a little bit about why you made that change and the impact of that? It was obviously successful.
Yeah, it was just a tactical decision, really, and just a change that we made, and obviously with Michael coming in and Troy, and we just felt it was right for this match, and obviously we didn't score in the last two games, so we needed to carry an absolute attacking threat. We needed to score regardless of how the game went. We needed to, so I think I didn't mean that regardless of how the game went, but we needed to make sure we carried a real attacking threat all the time, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. We're still at work in progress on that, because we practiced that for the first 5 days of our camp, to be honest, playing like that as well. For some of the, we've practiced playing like that because that's new for us, and we obviously know the 3-4-2-1 very well. And sometimes you're passing lanes between the high eights and the centre forwards. Players are still learning that. They're in the same lanes a lot, and it's and then you don't get that fluidity, and it can be. But definitely. The front two performed brilliantly, really, as a pair, and that was very encouraging.
Neil O'Riordan, please.
Hi, Steve. Just on Michael, I know you said he'd improved other attributes of his game, rather than traditional kind of obvious pace and whatever else. But did you anticipate that's what he was going to bring to the party in terms of that assist and I guess taking that shot on from that distance?
Well, I couldn't have envisaged scoring a goal of that. But I think having watched him play in the run of games, I watched him quite a bit towards the end of the season. His performances were the best of all our strikers. His overall performances for Swansea towards the end of the season were the best of our strikers. If I was to rate them, they were very good. So it wasn't a surprise that he came in. And what was with Mike, it's just the 5 week gap between that and the first game, and then the fact that he'd not been in the squad before, and then trying to come in and integrate with the group, and obviously played for 2 halves or 2.5 hours, and then he came in then today, and so there was integration there to understand the way we play and so forth. But he hopefully we'll see how he is for Tuesday, because obviously Tuesday, my mind is really, I've moved on already from the game as such, because my mind is firmly fixed on Tuesday against the Ukraine, and that's really at the forefront of my mind at the moment. And we have a few players that are looking like they're struggling a bit, and obviously Shane Duffy's suspended, and we're not sure about, unlikely to have the availability of Johnny Egan. So we have a few things to sort of get right for Tuesday.
Dan McDonald.
Could I just reflect on that? I know we spoke a lot about creativity and whether it's been enough in it. The assist for Troy, is that just come easier because you're ahead in the game, or is that the little kind of spark of maybe missing in the previous game?
We have had some good passages of play in the other games as well, but that was a moment of brilliance, must be said. That was great.
Dan McDonald, please.
Stephen, there was a strong response to the last two defeats. For example, I think John Giles said this is the weakest group of Ireland players in recent memory. Does today back up your belief in the quality of the players that you have?
I think we're an emerging team. I think that you can see the potential that exists. Adam Ida wasn't there today. Andrew Omabamidele, they've had, they have it. They're outstanding prospects. Matt Doherty, Seamus Coleman, obviously experienced players, were not there. But I think we're an emerging team, and I think we're going to improve and get better. And obviously victories like that won't do the players' confidence any harm. It's a positive. It's positive to get a convincing win against a nation like Scotland, who are ranked so highly and have performed well in the last couple of years, really well. So for us, it was just important to get that win.
Damien Spellman, please.
Stephen, you come in for some criticism after the previous two results. Does a performance like that provide personal justification for you?
I don't. I'm not even viewing it like that, really. I know what I'm doing. Very clear on what I'm doing. There's been, so I think this is, it's been a really radical shift in the number of players that we brought through, and it's very exciting, and clearly the public really identify with it, and it's really, really exciting, and the style of play is the public are identifying with. We obviously lost a couple of games. We had setbacks this week, which we're disappointed with, and we're not happy about ourselves for that. For the defeat in Armenia, particularly, which was a setback. But that was one that we didn't want. But we've got to switch on to the Ukraine now, because we've obviously got several players. Probably, I'm not sure. Michael obviously has to be a doubt. Shane Duffy, Johnny Egan, and obviously Josh Cullen's just played 3. So I've got, we've a lot to consider for the Ukraine game, and obviously they've got a lot of quality, so they were able to rotate and so forth. So we have to dust ourselves down and get ready for the Ukraine.
Jerry, to end the live section.
Stephen, just one quick question, which in comment was asked there. Personally, you have to come in through a lot of, and I take it and I stated it publicly, online, whatever, that you've come in through a lot of unfair criticism. How hard has the last while been for you privately? And basically, you must feel a sense that you have answered your critics today, because I walked into the arena this evening and there were people saying that today was your last home game as manager.
Well,
I'm delighted you won.
I'm not here to sort of make any statements of justification or anything like that. I'm just here to get ready for Tuesday now, and certainly get ready for the Ukraine on Tuesday. I think, listen, the Irish support really believe in this team. I feel they see that the potential that exists. They know we're not perfect. They know we have a lot of imperfections. We said to the players that if they won tonight, it was I asked the players what was the most significant victory that they had in the Aviva Stadium in a qualifier or in a competitive game, and obviously probably of a team ranked above ourselves, and it was probably 2015 against Bosnia was obviously the last big result. So it is the biggest result. We said to the players, like, we can enjoy that if they win for their families, because it's a significant victory it's the most significant home victory in 7 years. So I think, but in isolation, we have to get ready for Ukraine. I wouldn't be, we're only saying that because since Steve Clarke's gone into Scotland, he's done a magnificent job, and he's been obviously very, very good for a Scottish manager, and brought him to the Euros and brought him to the World Cup playoffs. So he's been very good, Steve Clarke, and so from our point of view, we have to get ready for a real tough battle in Poland on Tuesday, and we've got to dust ourselves down and make the necessary changes that we need to make, and try and some players, for example, we weren't in the squad. Like Scott Hogan wasn't in the squad for the first couple. He played significant. Darragh Lenihan's not been in the squad. He could come in, potential starter, for example, on Tuesday. So it's that's the nature of international football. There's margins between the players sometimes. They're all good players, and that's the way it goes,
Okay.